What's going on,
What's
everybody?
happening?
Welcome back to another episode of From the Big House to the Penthouse Stories of Addiction and Recovery.
Yeah.
As always, your host is Enrique Ricky Cruz.
And my co-host, Raul Moreno.
Yeah.
Raul Moreno. Hey, we have a special guest for you today, Raul.
Man, tell me.
Let me tell you, man. He's sitting here right to my right or to my left? To my right. Who is it? What? Introduce yourself. You're the. I was gonna say a. Yeah. Introduce yourself, Josh.
Strack.
Josh, you've introduced yourself already. Josh, man, thank you for joining us, bro. You know why, Raul, I'm going to skip you for a second, Josh, and I'm going to go straight to Raul. Raul, you know why Josh is joining us today besides him being such a cool guy?
No, I want to know, man.
Well, the reason that, one of the reasons that, besides being such a cool guy, that I thought it was interesting to have him on the show was that how young he is, man. And I'm interested in hearing, I think our audience is interested in hearing, the side of addiction through the eyes of a younger guy. Because I think Josh here, man, how old are you, Josh? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 23 years old, and yeah, it's everyday battle, especially being this young. You know, I wish I had a lot more wisdom and strength like Ricky.
Oh, that's a lot of credit, man. You don't want to do that, man.
The thing is, I would also have. I feel like we match crazy, but
No, what I was saying, man, and I want you to start from the beginning, man, and tell your story. But one thing I was just impressed by is that, man, us old heads. That's funny. I'm considered an old head.
Yeah.
In this conversation,
school.
right
You're
here.
school.
Yeah. So like it took us time to realize what the problem was and that we needed to change.
Right.
And it excites me to see this young man learned at an early age. You know that there was an issue. Man, so go from the beginning, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, 23 years old, a lot of people usually don't go through the pain and suffering that I've had experience. My pain started in high school. I first off hung around the wrong crowd. I was a good athlete. I kept like telling myself, "Oh, I'm gonna be the best person I can be. I'm gonna be the best athlete. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." My dream was actually to be an Olympian, but that didn't end up happening due to not being able to quit what I was doing, and I got peer pressured into using drugs for the first time, and all it took really was that first time, and it, I guess, just fired off, and I was like, well, this is my first time. Maybe next time I'll do a little bit more and see how I feel, and ended up doing so, and it just made matters worse, and I got hooked. Kept going, spiraling, and little by little, I just kept tearing myself down further and further, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain it sometimes. You'll remember at times, and then you'll forget.
Right.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Pearland, Texas. Moved here in 2000. I was adopted by my mom in 1998, and we moved from like League City, Friendswood, and then found Pearland. And
so was your mom? Your mom was she? You said your mom adopted you, not your mom and your dad. Was your mom single when she adopted you, or am I catching that wrong?
Was with a man that was not ready to have kids. He was very I don't know how I would explain it. He was just, I know for me, he was abusive when I was a kid, because, I mean, not gonna lie, I did dumb shit when I was little.
But he was
who didn't? You too?
Well, we're little babies. We do dumb shit.
You too, huh?
We just expect to be forgiven for it, but
yeah.
I mean, all we're good for.
Well, I'm still doing some of us are still doing dumb shit, Joshua. But we don't expect to get our ass beat over it no more, right?
I do some dumb shit. I think every day.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. day. Anyway, so you were doing dumb shit when you were younger, and then you're talking about this cat in your mom's life. Tell us about it, man.
I don't know. I did a couple things, that's also part of my trauma that I have. I was beat as a kid by this man, and he clearly did not give a shit about me or my half brother, because he legit left us in a damn car while he went to work out in the scorching hot sun in the middle of August.
Really?
So that's the story that I got told by my mom, but and that's when she ended up taking me and my brother Aaron and ended up taking us, trying to hide from him. Found us twice, and then finally my dad that was with my mom when I got adopted got like somewhat custody and ended up coming.
Got custody of y'all?
They had partial custody, both of them. So they were like split 50-50, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I he wanted him to about early 2000. I want to say 2001 or 2002. And then my mom cut things off because they ended up getting in a big fight. So.
Did your mom know he was abusive at the time?
No.
I don't mean to put her on blast. Or
No. My mom's a strong woman. She's the absolute strongest woman that I know in my life. And her hard work is what makes me want to work hard. Because a lot of people don't see themselves saying, "Oh, I want to be known like so and so," and like the way that I know my mom, hardest working woman of my entire life that I've ever met. Worked.
I don't think she's harder working than my mom, Josh. I think you have to.
My mom has
disagree.
Worked like 3 jobs before. And
I have to disagree with you.
Absolutely.
So your mom's a fab. She didn't know that your dad was your stepdad. Can I call him your stepdad? Because he doesn't sound like a very nice fella, right? So we can call him fuck him. But so this cat here, and then please forgive me for saying that, right? I think you could probably agree. But your mom, being a lovely lady, and she didn't know that this guy was being this way with y'all. And am I correct so far? Yeah. And I mean, sometimes, dude, in relationships, man, at least I've heard in relationships that sometimes, man, that or some people need the company of other people, right? And they don't see things, they're blinded by whatever, right? But you're saying that your dad, or this person that was your stepdad, was not treating y'all very well. And do you think, let me ask you this, Josh, I'm sorry, I was thinking about Chuck earlier. Would you, Chuck, we were both talking about Chuck. Are you out there, Chucky? Let's see if he's on. He's not on there. But do you think that, that trauma that you were dealing with, do you think, you think that spiraled you into starting to use drugs and alcohol and stuff, or?
Yes, it was part of the reason, because my parents didn't even know, but sometimes I would have nightmares about, one of the punishments he used to do to me was hold me by my hair 2 inches off the ground. And I had a bald spot right about here for a couple months until because I had so much trauma, like I had a whole massive bald spot, and like it took a while for my hair to grow back, and luckily I have luscious hair now.
You have beautiful hair now, Josh. You have beautiful hair.
You can probably still see it hanging out the sides.
Now we know why you wear a hat. No. I was wondering. Hey man, but you do it, man. Dude, your locks are coming, dude. That's what I noticed about you. The last, because I hadn't seen Josh in a while, Raul. I haven't seen him in a while, and for people that don't know, I'm going to tell you, Josh has worked for me 2 or 3 times, man, in the past for the last 2, 3, 4 years, Josh. In between jobs, he'll come and help us out at the shop. That's and man, it's been amazing. He's been here with the kicking butt on the fajita Fridays, man, on the grill. Oh man, yeah, dude. He's part of Fajita Friday, man. I tell you what, look, man.
You say it 3 times, man. You know who's gonna show
Fajita
up.
Friday, yeah, BB. Where's Elo? Where Elo is? Hey man, this is your homeboy, right? Elo, he's your partners in crime with Fajita Friday, right? He's your dog, right, Josh? You remember the Fajita Fridays, man, right? And my man, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hate that. I'm sorry that I interrupted you, but go ahead, Josh. Keep telling us about that. So
There he goes.
there's Eloy. Fighting on Fridays. Eloy, my man. What's that? Look who's here, man. Say something to Josh, Eloy. Give Josh some words of encouragement here, man. Tell us a little something, Eloy.
You said it 3 times, bro.
When you say Eloy, it's like the Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Or Candyman, either or.
Right. Anyway, keep on going, Josh.
So when did you experience your first man, were you in the middle of a story? I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
No, you're good.
When did you experience your first trial with your poison? What is, if you don't mind me asking, if you would like to share, what was your poison?
My poison was heroin. I believe the first time I ever did, I was actually, I think I was still going, I think it was my freshman year. No, I did it. I started in junior high, actually.
You started doing heroin in junior high?
No, like my first start of my addiction was in junior high. You know, it was a little bit of, you know, weed here and there, and like all my buddies, you know, that I played sports with were all like, "Oh, you ain't cool if you don't do it," blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Man, I want to fit in. I don't want to be like one of these fools that don't know what they're doing on this field and aren't cool. Like, I want to be the man." And so my buddies were like, "Oh, well, if you hit this, you're the man." And
so you talking about weed, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was talking about weed.
Hey, let me ask you something, Josh. Not to interrupt you, and I know I interrupted. I want to know what it felt like the first time you did H. What did it feel like to you? Because I have never. You're talking to another recovering addict, but I have never tried H.
H.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that we said before we were talking, Ricky. Is I said, when he told me, I said, "Oh shit." Like, I said, damn, because I think we talked about it one time where if you do a needle, you're a different type of person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's drugs,
say, right?
And then there's drugs. Oh shit, there's drugs.
Yeah. Right.
With that, the way that I explained it to, when I told family or friends of mine, I ended up telling them that, like, for me, when I ended up using the first time heroin, which became like my very heavy one that I used almost all the time, I had to make it to where, like, I could hide it from everybody and nobody knew that I was doing it. Mm-hmm. So I would sit there in my room and I'd wait for everybody to go to sleep. And then
oh, wow, that's interesting.
I had another person that I thought was a friend. Really, they were just the person that was dealing dope to me. Mm-hmm. And, since I went to school with this guy, he always was just like, "Oh, you're like my best buddy. I'll just give it to you for free." And like at first, and then, once I wanted a heavier dosage of it and I wanted to get even more and more, he started making me pay. So I was like,
typical drug dealer. Yeah.
And so first few are free, and then boom, after that, you got to pay me, bro. And so
tell me, look, Josh, not to interrupt you. Tell me how, if you don't mind telling me how, because you were smoking weed, drinking beer, having a good time with your friends. You're a young guy. You're however old you are, I don't know, but, and you're smoking and drinking it. And then all of a sudden this thing comes out, right? This thing comes up. There's this stuff. And they're like, "Hey man, this is going to change your life. Check this out." And at some point, you do your first hit, you do your first rig, man. Do you tell us what led up to that, man? And then when that came up, what went through your mind to go, "Hey, you know what? Let me just try it," or what? I'm interested in knowing. And then after that, tell us how long you did it and when you started depending on it. How did things change for you? How did life start to change for you? I'm interested to know, and I think the audience would be interested. Raul, I think we would be interested in knowing what led up to, and then boom, you going, because I'm assuming if you're like what I am, and I was a full-blown addicted addict, that I was got to the point to where I was crying, going, "Man, Lord, please take me, man, take me." and taking this hit and going, man, I wish I don't wake up. You know what I mean? That I don't know about you, but that's what was going through me. Can you share that with us,
Yeah.
if you can, if you don't mind?
Whenever I took my first hit, it was for me. It was I felt from my very first hit, I was with the person I was actually getting stuff from, and I think I was staying over at his house. This was so long ago. I felt like first I felt relaxed, and then all of a sudden I felt empty. Like I just felt nothing, and then after I felt nothing for like a little bit, I started to feel like, oh, like I'm getting sleepy and all this other stuff, and you know, but what fueled me to want to try it, I used to listen to like heavy metal, like people that like you don't usually listen to, like underground stuff. So I'd see them like their concerts on like social media, and it'd be like, oh, I want to be like those guys. Like they're fucking awesome. And
Are you talking about like grunge metal, or something heavier than that? Heavy shit. Yeah.
You can't understand what
Like
the
just
fuckers are
the
saying.
screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just straight
Okay.
screaming.
Yeah.
And you know, it was like, oh, but like when I first like thought about it, I was like, oh, I don't know, like do I really want to do this? And there's that side of me that said, oh, don't be a bitch. Like I had the F it attitude and just said, fuck it, let's do it.
Mhm.
And finally ended up going for it. And yeah, I thought, oh, this is gonna change me. This is gonna do all this.
It's
great
gonna make me
stuff for
cooler.
me.
It's gonna no,
And
no cooler.
it made me feel like shit.
So the people around you were doing it.
Yeah, everybody around me was doing it, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'm fitting in with everybody, and blah blah blah. We'd always talk about our highs and stuff in school,
Mhm.
and I'd be like, oh, I ended up like zoinking out or yoinking out, whatever the hell they said. I can't even remember this conversation.
Mhm.
The conversation we had was just stupid. It was about stupid shit, like, and we just tell each other like how we felt, and I got questioned a bunch, and these were some people that I met like straight freshman year. And
Would you say, Josh, that would it be safe to say that maybe possibly you trying drugs, would you probably trying to fit in or no?
I was trying to fit in as well, but I was also trying to drown thoughts from stuff in my past, and I always dwelled in my past. That's one thing I'm going to tell anybody that's young in this live right now. Don't. Oh, my bad. I use a lot of hand motions and do stuff.
No, you're good.
I don't know.
If
But,
y'all see me reach over, it's a habit.
Bow, just slap the shit out of him.
You slap the table
Like a kindergarten teacher.
with a massive
He gonna start
roller.
throwing crayons at you here in a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't mean to mess you up, man. Keep talking.
But oh jeez, I just lost my train of thought.
My bad.
I was talking about drowning.
Yeah. You were talking about just being the rock and roll, the life, the pressure of being with your friends, and it sounded to me, Josh, like we were talking about it, that did you try this drug? Did you try what you tried because at some point, some part of your life you were empty? And now let me tell you something, bro. Something. I mean, even though I didn't come from a broken home. Maybe I did. We're pretty fucked up, man. The way we were brought up. Yes and no. You know what I mean? But there's always, they say that we're trying to fill that void, man. You know what I mean? With alcohol, with drugs, we're trying to fill that void. And when we don't have that fullness at home, we go look for it on the street. And it sounds to me, and I'm no psychologist, man, but it sounds to me like,
what?
Yeah, surprise. But it sounds to me like, Josh, maybe you were trying, one, maybe possibly part of you was trying to fill a void. Number two, be accepted at school by your friends, man. And now let me ask you this, and now I'm going to speed this up, and we're going to bounce back and forth in time. We're going to speed up and we're going to come back. Because today, man, I'm going to tell you, I've always wanted to be accepted too. I mean, we all want to be accepted, bro. I mean, even in the cool crowds, in the whatever crowds, yeah, and but today, asking you this, and tell us how you led. Like I said, you were telling us how you led into the because alcohol wasn't what brought you into the rooms. I met you in the rooms, right?
Right.
We met, Raul. I don't know if I told you that we met in the rooms. Josh was younger, bro, when he came in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
when he came, he was younger. There was
don't even
five. I
think I
mean,
was
how old are
20.
you? What? No, you weren't 20. It was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. I don't know
I've been
exactly.
to one of the meetings.
But when he
long
came in, and
before,
it was
too.
like it was like this, with like a deer in front of a headlights. You know, his eyeball. He's just,
I did not know what to think when I went in that
Right.
room for the first time.
And I was like, "Who's this young guy? What's he doing here, man?" And then he starts speaking. He just starts talking some crazy shit, man. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's one of ours. He's like us."
That's
But
crazy.
Josh, keep telling us, man, about that, because, and then I'm going to ask you what the difference is from then to from then and then today. How you deal with yourself today? How do you strengthen? I want I'd like for you to share with the audience what the difference is then, what was then, and what you're doing different today. Because this program is about addiction, which is the beginning part of your life, and then it's going to be the recovery part, the what you do today to survive. Because today, they say that we're in a retrieve. What do you call it? Reprieve? I mean, we just get a day. Today we don't use today. Tomorrow we don't. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
That's what the
yeah.
program tells us, man. It's a day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour, and I'm going backwards, minute by minute, second by second, right? All we know is today we're not going to use. We wake up in the morning and we make, when we get upset, as you know, like your sponsor has told you, hey, when we get upset, man, you make that gratitude list, bro. You get grateful, because they say a recovering addict, a grateful recovering addict will not use, right?
Right.
When we're grateful for the life that we're living, and when we can think back on, like, for instance, dude, Josh, and I'd hate to take up the time that, but for me, I remember speaking to my sponsor, man, at one time, and during my dark times when I was trying to get clean, and dude, and I remember I shared with the audience and with Raul one time, that I would remember one time, and about I started to get upset, man, about things that I had lost, and I was just all fucked up in my memories, man, of the past. And I had got out of jail. I had been sitting in jail for whatever long period of time, and I did what I was taught, Josh, was to call my sponsor, call someone in the program. I've called you before, bro, and you've called me before. We've shared the phones together. You know what to do. I know what to do. And as young as you are, man, and you putting he in March, there's no fronts in the program, right?
No.
But God willing, man, and I have the faith in Josh, man, that he'll make that 3-year mark, man.
Yeah.
In March 19th or the 21st, it'll be 3 years, 21st.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
Fucking
You got it, brother.
But so share with us, Josh. Share it, man. Tell us what happened then, man, and what made you continue to stay in that cycle, man. And then I want you to tell the audience how the recovering process started. When you went into the rooms, what got you into the rooms? How desperate were you? How was life? How fucked up was life, man? That you somehow, man, you drug yourself in the rooms, or either you drug yourself, or they threw your ass out the door, and then you crawled in there. But you somehow you went in there. You didn't go in there going looking for fucking Girl Scout cookies. That's for damn sure.
What?
Yo, no. I mean, because I remember when you came in, you were beat from the ground up, man. You okay? So come on with it. Give me some.
Real quick, Patrick says to tell your peers to relax and stay off the stuff.
Yeah, there you go, Patrick, my man. Come on, Josh, give it to me.
But yeah, at first, it was all about, like, I wanted to fit in, and then so many things escalated from when I was in high school, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and then ended up meeting people in the wrong crowd and ended up doing stuff with so and so. They got pregnant. I ended up wanting
They got
to-
pregnant. Who got pregnant?
A
What you
girl
do?
I used to.
Oh, okay. You skipped a big spot there.
Yeah,
Right?
you-
Yeah.
yeah.
They got pregnant. The crowd
Oh,
got
yeah.
pregnant. Who got pregnant, Josh?
Hey,
Come on.
he skipped
Hey,
a lot.
yeah, you
He's
skipped
like-
it. You went
Yeah.
way ahead, bro. Hey, bring it back a little bit.
Yeah.
They got pregnant. Who got pregnant?
I'm not gonna say their name.
No,
Of course.
don't do that.
Say,
Don't do
don't
that.
say their name.
Yeah.
Leave it to me.
because they actually have me
I'll
on
say their name.
Facebook, and this girl keeps changing her name, so I can't ever find her.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
No, don't say no names.
Don't do it.
Don't say no names. Don't say no names.
But yeah, she got pregnant, and
No, she didn't
basically-
get pregnant by herself, Josh. Let me give you.
You got her pregnant.
No,
I got her pregnant.
She got
Okay.
pregnant. She didn't get pregnant, Josh. She okay.
Got her pregnant.
Go. All right. Let's get that straight,
It just kept being lie after lie with her. Like
Josh.
I couldn't go see her. Like once she said the baby was born, lived to see 8 months. Ended up like after a couple months after that, she ended up telling me the truth. Oh, I miscarriaged at 8 months. And so it made me feel like shit. So that's when I doubled down and I fucking start going back to back to back to back, doing overdose.
You started overdosing, Josh?
Yeah.
Really?
And the most fucked up part about my overdoses, I hung around people that were also EMTs that I used to do shit with.
You
What?
said that so chill, like
What do you mean? Say that again. Explain that again.
I used to hang around with people that were EMTs and also had
They were
Narcan.
using too?
that. Yeah. They weren't using the same shit that I was using.
What were they
but
using?
They were just doing a little bit of right.
Drugs.
I can't speak right now.
So-
I'm so tired from
Yeah.
work. But they were just doing regular weed, you know.
So they
But-
didn't have so when you overdosed,
Right.
the Narcan was on. You
It was
didn't call
always on
911.
It was always on deck.
Oh shit!
And you know, the worst fucked up part about me is I don't know, this is probably gonna be the weirdest shit y'all are gonna hear on this podcast. I got a high from dying. Like
What?
I literally got a thrill from it. And you know, I was always just like, oh, let's see how long it takes me to go out this time and stuff. Like there's people that I used to watch, like two actors, they used to see how long they could last on laughing gas or whatever. I think it was Steve-O and Danny Way.
Those aren't actors, Josh.
One of them's an actor,
Let me get that
and then
straight.
the other
They're
is
not
a
actors.
big time skater.
You
One's a skater, one's a
cannot-
big time actor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because they do Jackass. I mean,
that's not acting.
That's not-
stunt shit. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
I thought you were going to say some shit like Robert De Niro or something. Steve-O.
no, but I used to do stuff like that. And,
Uh-huh.
you know, I kept telling myself, oh, let's see how long it takes me to go out this time.
Really?
And my buddies were always there on deck waiting.
To bring you back alive?
Yeah.
Really?
It was really fucked up to the point where
How did they bring you back?
shot me up with Narcan.
Okay.
Was it
And
like a game? I mean, not a game, but was it like a
them,
truth
it
or
was a-
dare? I mean, not
for
truth or
them, it
dare,
was
but like a
fucked up
dare.
game.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you know,
crazy.
I was
dude.
always high when I was around them, and they, I'm not gonna say them because they're still in. They shouldn't be in the medical field because you know of what they did with me. I was basically sorry. I'm sorry.
Where's the
hand motion
crayons?
person.
You can
Who's
talk with
got
your
the
hands.
crayons?
Yeah, go ahead. You can
Bring
talk.
the crayons.
Just when you hit the table, the mics pick it up.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. So you use your hands. Don't you're good. Yeah.
Slap
I feel like
yourself.
I'm Donald Trump. I was doing
What do you
hand
say?
motions.
Yeah.
I'm Ricky back. I don't know what to do with my hands. But yeah, it was so fucked up, and you know, the most fucked up part was I was so dumb to fucking allow it, and I just kept allowing it, and you know, finally I ended up getting clean, and I realized how.
Well, wait a
fucked
minute.
up-
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
minute. If you don't mind me
Yeah, go
interrupting.
ahead.
So, okay, I want to know. I would like to know when you said to yourself, "Holy shit, man, I have a problem." You know what I mean? Can you share that with us when you're like, man, did you wake up with I mean, I've had friends that woke up with a rig like in a park or in a stall at a Burger King, pulling water out of the toilet. You know what I mean? With the rig and waking up and another town waking up. I mean, did you experience anything like that, Josh? You're going, what the hell am I doing, man? This isn't me. Did you experience any of that stuff or no?
Not really.
No?
I was always just like stationary in one area with them. So like I knew if I was with them, I'd always have Narcan.
So how did you figure? What made you think that you had a problem, or somewhere along the
what was
line,
the
you
wake-up?
yeah, huh?
After what? How many overdoses you?
I've had a total of 8, and not very many people that use heroin ever get that chance because usually it takes too long for a paramedic to get to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eloy has a story to tell us about when we almost got ran off the road by 18-wheeler.
Eloy, that's the most
Yeah.
random shit.
I know.
You just
Well, it's
said
got to
right now.
do-
They ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
But it does because it's got to do with drugs.
Oh, all right.
Hey, we just don't have time for that story
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, Eloy. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, but I'd say it was my 8th overdose. I ended up waking up, still had my rig. I usually had taken my rig out, and
What's rig?
the needle.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I call it a rig. Some people just call it a needle, or I don't know if there's any other terms.
So also too, Josh, tell us when you broke it to your mom, because it sounds to me like you and your mom had a pretty tight relationship, like my father and I had. And I'm gonna tell you, dude, to me, I never, and my dad died. Of course, I lost my father 2 weeks before my 3-year anniversary of my clean date. But I never actually came to my dad and said, Dad, I'm addicted to cocaine. I never told him, Raul.
No?
Josh, never told him. I couldn't build up the courage. He knew I had a problem.
He
He
knew, you
knew
just
that
didn't
I
hear it
had
from
a
your
problem. He knew that I was in rehab for drugs. I'm assuming one of my brothers or sisters might have told him that it was cocaine, right?
mom. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I never went to him and said, hey, listen, so I've been doing coke. I've been smoking it. I've been
That's
snorting
hard,
it.
bro.
Yeah, I would assume because I don't know if I was too. I don't know. I just never brought my mom. I told her every damn thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
told
was
my
that
mom
was that back then you told her, or was that recently you told? Not
recently,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
kind of, yeah, yeah. I think might have back then. I might have told her too, and even more so. I don't remember if, when I was sharing with Raul a couple weeks back that I was with my mom somewhere. We were at the doctor's office.
yeah.
Hey, remember I was at the doctor's
Oh,
office
your
getting
mom
that
took you to
physical.
the
Yeah,
doctor.
she took me to the doctor's
yeah.
office, and we were sitting there going, and she's like, "Well, blah blah blah." I said, "Well, Mom, I've done a lot of shit, man," And she was like, "Well," and then when I don't know if you've ever smoked coke, but whenever you have the rock and stuff, and you break it up, and it falls into and they call it what, carpet surfing. Right, you're on your hands and knees looking for bits and
No shit,
pieces.
that's
Yes,
what-
we all do that, right?
Yeah.
And
Did that all
I
the
told my
time.
mom, well, I smoked plastic before. She goes, what do you mean you smoke plastic? She was like, you literally smoke. I said, well, it wasn't on purpose. And I explained to her how it worked. The cocaine, you break it and you put it in your pipe, you smoke it, and the little crumbs fall. And about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, when you're done spent, a couple $1,000s, and you have no more money, you're down there picking up little pieces, and you come across sometimes little pellets of plastic, and you put it in your smoke.
Shit.
And then so I don't know about anybody else. Maybe I'm the only one that does that shit. But
I'm sure you're not, brother.
yeah, but that's why I was telling my mom, and I was telling my mom, she was like, really? I was like, yeah. But I'm cool. I was cool with it now. You know what I mean? So tell me about, if you don't mind, and I hope you don't think I'm beating you up with all these questions, man, personal
No,
questions,
you're good.
but I want to know. I want to skip all that. I want to go to the part when you had to tell your mom, listen, Mom, I've been putting shit in my veins, man. How did you build up the courage, or did she find out somehow? Did she find you on the floor? Did you go to the hospital and or tell us, lead me into that story, man?
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
told that you love your mom that adopted you, that gave you, your start and whatever. If you don't mind, Josh, go.
the way that my mom found out,
Get a little closer to the.
I was in detox, and I believe it was my second time going in. I got out. I was in there for the first time for about 2-3 weeks
In detox, in rehab.
and no,
in a hospital,
in a detox in Richmond.
Okay.
And I got out for about a week, and then ended up going right back in, and
to the hospital or to the addiction?
Back to the same detox.
Okay.
Because then I had a suicide attempt, and then while I was in there, I had all the thoughts of
Wait a minute. What did you say? You just skipped something. You had a suicide attempt?
Yes, I was at my family friend's ranch, and they have a lot of heavy machinery out there.
Mm-hmm.
Big tractors. They got a bulldozer. They got a bunch of stuff, and I was like, man, I really wonder what it would be like if I just laid down right in front of that and it just rolled right over me. Like, I guarantee you. And they have a
you thought
big,
that
massive, yeah.
You thought that went through your mind, Josh? Really? I mean, the life was that bad. Life was bad that you were fantasizing about taking your own life.
Right.
Really?
And I was like, man, I guarantee you, no one would care. And like, I just filled my head with negative thoughts.
Were you high?
I wasn't high at that time, but like I was taking my meds, but in a very different way. I would be crushing them up and stuff.
The addict way.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
And that's immediately when I was like, all right, yeah. I went in there for the first 2-3 weeks. I felt good for the first 1.5 days. And then I was like, look, I need to change what I'm doing. I need to take my medicine regularly. And like, I did good for like the first 2 days actually being out. I took them regular, and then like not knowing, one day I started breaking them up. And like
your psych meds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what were you doing? Snorting them or eating them or what?
I was snorting.
But were you trying to get high off of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
interesting. Because you know what, I was trying to get high off of what was it, Alka-Seltzer?
Oh yeah,
yeah, the Alka-Seltzer. I ran out of Coke one time, and I started chopping up some Alka-Seltzer just to fool myself, because at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you chop up Alka-Seltzer, you chop it up real fine. It kind of looks like Coke. So, and you go, you start foaming from the mouth. You know what I mean? Not a very good high. You know what I mean? But anyway, keep going, Josh.
I was crushing up my.
You start foaming from the mouth.
Just picturing that, bro.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
I was crushing up my Seroquel, and like,
oh, that's a good one.
Sleep meds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would hit me a lot faster. But before that, I would get like
give you high,
get me a feeling, and I'd be like, I'd just sit back in the bed, and then finally I would.
Would you fight it? I
fought it,
and that you would get off that. You know what? Remember we talked about that, man.
Yeah.
Just so you were snorting these meds,
right?
And then when they were taking effect, you knew they were taking effect, and you were fighting it to get high off of it. Interesting, man, because Raul and I talked about this. I used to do that with the what's it called?
Ambien.
Ambien. Yeah. I used to do that with Ambien. Of course, I wasn't as smart as you and snorted it. I was just taking it, but I was fighting the high would make me sleep. I would fight it, and it would make me feel high, and I would get off of it, man. I would get off on it. Ambien, yeah. Don't do that at home, kids. Whatever you don't do that at home. But
just
anyway, keep going.
Yeah, it does not mean that it's okay.
Absolutely. Tell us more, Josh.
Joshy, I had even further like ideas. I was like, oh, I have this tractor, I have the bulldozer, I have like the massive truck that they use to haul trailers. I have all these different things. Oh, wonder if I make it even more interesting. I was sick in the head. Also, I'm a horror movie buff, so I thought of the most outlandish shit to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it just got so bad. I ended up cutting myself and tried to get like high off of the what's it called? Is it dopamine or something?
So
like
you were
that.
cutting yourself too? Do you mean some people get high off of that? I mean, or you get a rush out of that, Josh?
You get a I can't remember what
So you were
the
taking
technical term.
were you taking razor blades and cutting your skin on your arms? Yeah.
And
How did that feel?
But you did it for
felt
the
like
high,
shit.
not for the you want to die.
I did it because I was also trying to do it for a high, but I was also punishing myself for what I did. And
That makes sense. That makes sense.
it when I got into recovery, I felt a huge weight lifted off my back because honestly, I feel like the devil was my best friend at the time that I was using, because I was like, oh, as long as the devil's my best friend, man, nothing's gonna hurt me.
Wait a minute. You wait. You how can I wait a minute? You knocked me out of course. Wait. So you had not a partnership. You had that instead of Jesus, God, or whatever that's good, you made an alliance with something bad and you knew it. Am I getting that straight? And you
Yeah,
because the devil isn't a nice person. So I've heard.
He's not.
I've heard. I don't know. Maybe he's an all right fellow. I don't know. But I heard he ain't such a nice guy. I don't know. But so you in your mind, you're like, well, the devil's on my side. And he's gonna be cool. He's gonna help me. He's gonna protect me. Really, tell me more about that, Josh. Tell me about that? And do you still feel that way today? Go. Tell me about it.
Ooh,
if you say yes, man, it's over. No, I'm joking. It's all over.
Voice goes way deeper.
It's always like this. Go.
No,
come on, man. No judging, man. No judging. Go.
No, I don't feel that way anymore. Because
thank God.
No, do you believe in
thank
that?
you, Jesus.
I for sure do. I used to be like my family used to be huge churchgoers. We'd go to actually a church that's not very far from where we're at now. And like I went to, if I remember correctly, it was NYG National Youth Gathering. And it's like churches that come all around from even national churches and all over. And, I got to meet some exchange people, or whatever. I don't know what you would call them, missionaries.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I miss doing stuff like that because like I'd always offer my time to people and like it would make me feel good about myself. But when I was in this addiction, I felt like shit. And I kind of got stuck.
No, you're talking about the what was going on in these with these missionaries and stuff.
Yeah,
and you were digging that.
And I got to sit down with one person who actually, everybody except for me was starting to feel something at this national youth gathering. And
you mean you weren't feeling anything at all, or you just weren't feeling joy? Everybody was feeling joy, but you,
joy when
and
the
you were
music was
not.
going. Everybody had their hands up, and I could see that they were feeling the presence of God. And I just kept sitting there, and I was like, man, when the fuck am I gonna feel this shit? Like this.
What are they feeling? Yeah, what are they feeling?
I want to feel what they're feeling.
I want to be happy.
And it took to about maybe the I want to say like third or fourth day we were out there, and then like there was one song that just like touched me. I listened to the lyrics, and I went back to our rooms and stuff, and like I looked it up on my phone, and I was listening to it, and I was like, man, I can actually relate to some of this stuff. And I like wanted to feel that way. So, and the weird part, I got caught by a person I was sharing my room with, and
got caught what?
No, I was sitting there like dancing and freaking feeling the music and like feeling the presence of God. But we were in our hotel room, and then our counselor comes in and like he recorded me and everything and posted it on our I think it was like infused or something. I can't remember.
Did you go back to using after that?
I unfortunately did. That was still when I was I think that was still when I was in junior high. And that little bit of moments I didn't use at all at there, and I was like, oh, this feels great. Like, I feel pumped, and like I have all this energy, and blah 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 blah, blah. I just kept going and going. And ever since I ended up getting back into I got into recovery, and I started, like, I know I don't go back to churches because I don't know which ones are open and which
Church's
ones are not.
chicken or churches?
Church chicken good.
Gotta call me out.
Man. I
was
saw
my
your
go-to
church's
place,
chicken,
man.
Josh.
Yeah.
I saw your church's chicken. That was bullshit.
I can go for some fried
For
okra.
real, no. They got the good corn over there.
No, I ended up, I watch churches online now on my Sundays. Sometimes I wake up early, depending on whether or not if I have the strength to, because with my current job, I'm always tired.
Tired is good, Josh.
Yeah,
Josh is
and
good. They say that. I'm going to tell you
I'd rather
something.
be tired than actually be using.
Well, they say that, you know what, one thing for us, Raul, for us recovering addicts is, and I don't know if it applies to civilians or to the normies. We call people the normal people, right? That,
Yeah.
an addict, how does it go, Josh? An addict by himself in his own company isn't bad company. You know what I mean? So, dude,
Yeah, I
one
feel
thing
that.
that we try not to do, Josh, and Raul may know, I don't know if he knows that, is we don't isolate, because the first thing that we do when we use is we isolate, man. And we get into our head and we start thinking some crazy ass shit. We start thinking about things that are happening. We think that things are happening that are really not happening. So, I mean, it's very easy for our thoughts to just take off on us,
My buddy Daniel, man, he's a hey, happy Veterans Day,
What's
by the
up,
way, for
Daniel?
tomorrow,
Absolutely.
brother.
All right. Congratulations, man.
My rock bottom, probably when.
I mean, I'm talking about rock bottom, bro.
Rock.
Yeah.
bottom.
I mean, bottom.
What
yeah.
was the wake up call, bro? What said, oh shit? Because
Oh,
obviously death
we were
wasn't
talking
it.
about it, and it was actually when I woke up from my 8th overdose and ended up,
It's fucking
woke
insane.
up. Everybody was gone. I was missing a bunch of stuff. I was missing my wallet. I was missing, like, my phone and a bunch of extra stuff. And it I was like, man, and I trusted these people.
But you got robbed while you were dying?
Yeah.
The way that sounded, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it
no,
like that.
No, they still shot me up, but
yeah.
they like robbed me as they shot me up. From, at least that's what I think might have happened. I don't know if they robbed me immediately after I ended up going out, or I don't know. But like that was my rock bottom, and I was like, man, I can't believe I put my trust in these people. And honestly, they were kind of acted like children as well, because
What do you mean? Y'all were sitting around doing drugs, bro?
no.
Yeah.
Whenever you were kids and stuff, and you would always prank that person at a sleepover if they fell asleep first.
Yeah.
It was simple shit like that. And I woke up with a bunch of freaking, like, what they thought about me. I had my whole shirt off, like, had a whole, like, thing of how they felt about me, and, like, put a bunch of mean words and shit all over me. And I
You mean you were treated whenever after you when you passed out, they messed with you?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had to basically go home shirtless, and didn't have really much on me. And luckily, I wasn't that far from home, which usually I just walk over there, because I mean, I don't even think I had a license at the time.
Even through your addiction, man, you were you hid it from your parents the whole time.
Yep.
Now, I don't think did you ever tell us what it felt like to tell your mom that you had a problem?
We so I was in detox, my second time around, and I told them what happened and stuff, and I was like, "Look, I need to go back to. I need to do something stronger than this detox. This detox, I'm only here for like maybe 1 to 2 weeks. I need this a program where I'm not anywhere near here. I need to be super immersed into it." And I talked to.
So did you admit what you were using to your
Yeah.
your family?
I admitted to my mother, and I fucked up admitting to a family member that I thought I could trust, and I told him to keep quiet about it. So and so, I'm not going to name names.
Name them. No, I'm joking.
Honestly, I have no.
No,
idea.
no,
I
no,
can't
Charles,
see
don't
who
name-
all
don't-
is
don't
watching
say-
this, so I
No,
don't,
don't
wanna be
name
that
nobody,
one
man.
person that-
Don't
No,
name
no.
nobody.
I'm messing with you, man. Don't listen to me.
Oh shit! Because Lord,
I'll fuck you up real quick, Charles.
I
Don't
don't-
listen to me.
I don't say anything negative about them anymore. You know,
Anymore.
I was pissed
I
because
bet you have every right,
missed-
bro. Yeah,
I missed
absolutely. I would
Easter.
be too.
I
Huh?
missed Easter.
You missed
being-
Easter's?
being in rehab, and I ended up.
You didn't
wanting
get
to
that
call
one, did
him.
you? That's from Nacho Libre. I've had the run since Easter's.
I never
You
seen
never seen Nacho Libre? You should.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's-
I've had the
that
run
shit will
since
bless your soul.
Easter's. Anyway, go, man.
These are the Norwich chips.
Yeah.
Wait, you dressed up as him, right?
Yeah, I fought what's his name, man, from Nachos.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tell
we
them
had it
these are
here.
the
We were
Norwich
watching the
chips.
movie. Were you here, Joshy? No? Were you here when I dressed up like Nacho Libre?
I don't think so.
No?
I
Yeah,
would've paid to see
was
that
gonna,
shit,
I was
though.
gonna fight. I was gonna fight Chris from Nachos.
Man, I like that dude.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Anyway,
Uh,
go, Josh.
But yeah, I ended up. I was dead crying on the phone and everything, and I was struggling to get it out. And
To your mom.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who would want to tell their mom? Like, you don't want to end up like being.
I'm a
like,
junkie.
"Oh," like, it was so hard for me because I'm trying to keep on a straight and narrow path. But yeah, it was just hard because like I was like, man, this is the woman that raised me. Like she's
gonna be disappointed.
gonna be disappointed because she raised me the right fucking way, but I was the one that went around and fucked up.
Yeah.
And
I feel that.
Did your mom ever see you high, Josh? Did you ever go in there like
I would hope not.
twisted? I mean, did you ever go in there like
I know
you know?
she's seen me use weed because I was dumb, bought a girl a house, and
You too?
No, actually, it was my dad. That was
Wait.
my dad that saw.
You brought your dad
Your
to the house?
dad, your dad brought the girl to the house.
No, I sent the girl the address to my house.
What?
And like she showed up. We ended
Like
up
a call girl
smoking.
or something?
No,
Oh.
Oh man, yeah.
some girl.
It's a
I
call
wouldn't
girl.
recommend.
Hey, I
I
thought this
would-
story was good. And I
I
was
know,
like, yeah.
I wouldn't recommend to date people.
No
off of
names,
Tinder.
Josh.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
what? So what happened?
I met this girl off of Tinder. And
What? Wait a minute. Wait. Put the brakes on, dog. Wait. Put the brakes on. What did you just say?
I met this girl on Tinder.
Yeah.
I
Sounds
was-
like. Yeah.
okay, I
Can you
was-
say her name? No.
Don't
say
do
her-
it, don't do it.
I don't even know
Don't
if
say
I
her name.
remember
Don't say
her
her name.
name.
Anyway,
Ooh, that just
your
made me sound
Tinder
like a
date.
whore.
Your Tinder. What?
Oh yikes!
So you met a. Wait a minute. You met a girl on Tinder and you went out with her.
She came to my house. Like first.
No,
time
did
I
you
ever
go
met-
out? Did you go out with her? Not come to your house.
Uh,
That's not the same
no,
thing,
like,
Josh. Having
she
a
only
girl at your
came to my
house and going out.
once, and then we
Going out
never
is like
talked
going to
after.
dinner or something.
We
They
never went out
don't
to
do
dinner.
that no more.
No, they
These
don't do
young
that no more.
cats
No.
don't do that no more.
No, go to ice
Yeah.
cream. They don't invite the girl to go
Yeah.
eat ice cream or something like that.
I'm-
No,
What'd you say?
No hot dogs.
no,
No
hot
hot
dogs.
dogs. They
No,
don't- yeah, they
no
don't-
ice cream.
They
That'd be
don't.
sure.
They
I'm
don't do
thinking
that.
mean-
yo-yos.
It's a
Who
left
made
and a right.
yo-yos? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you mean you call this girl on Tinder? Let me set the scene, man. You call this girl. You call her at
Yeah.
Tinder. That's Tinder's like a house or what?
They don't.
What is it? What is it?
No,
Like an
it's a-
apartment
it
complex?
is-
What is that?
In other words, supposedly it is now today. It is.
Josh, you're 23. What are you fucking talking about? What do you mean today? Are you talking about 30, 20 years ago or what?
He's talking about my boy. He goes. He said that's.
Netflix and chill.
He said that's what they do now is Netflix
Yeah.
and chill.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Unfortunately,
we got way off. Tell us about
Yeah.
this Tinder date.
I ended up basically hitting her up, and I thought she was cute, and I was like, "Hey, I bet I can outsmoke you." Big
Yeah.
fucking oof.
Uh-huh.
We went. It was almost like a freaking boxing match. We were like pound for pound fight. Just
Inside your house?
no, we were just hitting a blunt, and like
Uh-huh.
we just kept going back to back to back. It was like we were straight up freaking.
Hey, she came over to your house and y'all were doing this at your house, smoking
Yeah.
in your house.
And
And your mom's house.
What the worst part was?
Wait, no,
we were
wait.
in the
Oh, it gets
bathroom,
worse.
And we thought, oh, since we just flipped the fan on, it'll all go away.
Yeah. Did you
Fuck,
burn
no, it
any
doesn't.
instinct? Yeah. So and then
Um,
you had
My
a Tinder
dad-
date come to your house.
my dad walked in, and we were about to get into it, and so
Because you
yeah,
brought this girl to the house.
um,
Why didn't you tell her you met her at church? It was just a friend of yours. Why didn't you say that?
after the house reeked of weed.
Well, I mean, you know how those church girls are. You know what they say about those Christians, about those Baptists, about those Baptist girls. But
Man.
anyway, we're
Okay, so
religion. Go, Josh.
no,
go. Yeah.
So tell us, man. So you're sober for how long right now?
I want to say 2.5. I know in March 21st, I'll be 3 years.
How do you feel?
Honestly, right now I feel tired.
Yeah, okay, but
From
like
work.
in general, man.
In general, though, after I stopped using, like I have that natural energy. I'm not, as like, oh, I need to, just for me to get out of this damn bed, I need to tie up and freaking hit.
I'm gonna ask a question Ricky always asks, man. If you could use right now, finish it, Ricky.
Josh, I'm going to ask you a question, man. Let me ask you
Right.
something, bro. I'm going to ask you this question, man, and I want you to be honest and answer it, okay?
Right.
If you could use today, with no consequences, right? No consequences. In other words, nobody, like they think from TikTok, who will know? Nobody's going to know. But you know what I mean? How would they know? Nobody's going to know.
Take
Yeah.
away his phone.
Nobody's gonna know.
You live
Look,
on
Josh. Yeah,
TikTok.
look, Josh. Nobody's gonna know. Or let's say they would know, but there's no consequences. There's nothing bad. Everything's gonna be chill. Everything's gonna be cool the next day. No problem. Would you use today?
No, because I would still feel guilty and I would end up telling someone about it. And the reason why is because I know how I felt in that situation and I don't want to go back to that. Even though, yes, you said that like everything would be all right the next day. I'm going to put it in this perspective. Even if you say that now, you don't know how much you're using. You could end up using like absolutely an outrageous amount. And you say, oh, you're going to be fine. I could have a complete other overdose. I guarantee you, if I have another overdose, I'm not going to be here.
So
I will not make it.
So you now it's because your fear of death, or what? It's because you. I don't. So
What do you fear?
yeah. So I don't.
What's keeping you from using? I mean, besides.
No, we're not telling you to go, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What's keeping me from using is, I've come this far,
Man.
and it almost reminds me of like the Rocky movie, whenever he ended up, having to like work out even more and excel.
Yeah.
And he gets knocked down and then he gets back up. Like, you got to keep getting back up.
Josh, I'm going to ask you a question. We're getting close on time, Josh. I'm going to ask you, what's you shared your experience, right? You shared from the beginning part of Josh's life, your adolescent, and we really appreciate you, man. Really, man, dude, it's really hard to, it's very courageous, Josh, for you to come on the show and expose yourself the way you did, man. You did great, man. For you to, make yourself transparent with our friends, with your friends, our friends, and tell us about the beginnings and how you how you had a hard time in the beginning. and you led us into your young adulthood and then coming into your 20s. You shared your experience with us. Tell us about. I've got two things I want you to finish up with, man. Is you have your experience. I need you to tell us your strength. What strengthens Josh today? What puts on that freight train that Josh has in his heart? Okay, what is that? We on those freight train we put coal in there. Coal. They put coal in there, man, and that gets that locomotive going. What strengthens Josh? Okay, that's and I'm going to give you the third question. Tell me about your strength, Josh. Tell us
strength.
What strengthens Josh? What keeps him going? What keeps him clean? What keeps him pushing forward and up every day? Tell me.
I know it's kind of weird, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the best I can be, and another thing,
Why?
Is I want to see myself down the road being successful, maybe owning my own plumbing business, and possibly getting some land and having a family.
I want to know your strength. What strengthens Josh? That's your hope. That's hope for the future. Tell me your strength. Tell me what strengthens Josh. What pushes you?
Seeing the newcomer come in and
seeing yourself,
seeing myself. When I first came in, terrified. My first meeting, I heard everybody talk, and I was like, man, these people are fucking crazy. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Like, this ain't shit, and blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, like these people don't know nothing about what it's like being an addict, and I kept filling myself up with all that shit, and then I heard Ricky talk, and I was like, fuck. I was like, no, this is the only motherfucker I believe right now. Like,
he's real with it, man. He's real with it.
What I liked about Ricky, he didn't have no filter. He freaking he was like a damn bull in a china shop.
He's like that. He's like that all the time. Hey, Ricky, I'll still never forget it, bro. I've heard nothing but bad things about you.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that was his judge. Yeah. The judge. She's like, she didn't even know what to say.
He told a sitting judge.
What was the other question you had?
That was your strength, man. Your hope for the future, Josh. Tell us about the hope for Josh's future. What do you plan? What's in a couple of words before we finish up the show?
I hope I am able to, I've hit hard times with my family, and I want my dad to be able to see me have kids and for them to have great kids.
Right,
I hope I can provide great kids.
Yeah,
I like that, man.
I feel like I kind of owe it as well. So
right on, Josh. That's my man. Applause.
Yeah.
That's a great show, Josh. Thank you for coming on the show, Josh. I think we're running low on time. Raul, take us out, Raul.
Hey guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, be sure to share and tell your friends. We're trying to share the message. That's what this whole thing is about. Is strength, hope, and recovery.
Right on.
So. And if you didn't watch us live, we'll be available on every podcast platform as of tomorrow morning. So like I said, be sure to like, follow, share, all that stuff.
All right.
What you got, Ricky?
Man, that's it, brother. We're going to shut it down, man. And Josh, again, man, did you want to tell me something?
Yeah, real quick, man. I just wanted to say a couple of things before we stop. Hey,
sure.
To the Marine Corps, happy
birthday.
All right,
happy birthday, the Marines. Yeah, thank you for your service, everybody, and thank you for keeping us safe, the Marine Corps.
And happy early Veterans Day.
And tomorrow's Veterans Day, right?
Yeah,
all right, the sacrifice that all the veterans have done for us here, man. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Absolutely. And Josh, as we say here, Raul, we say, you know
Man.
what, Josh, we have a saying here on our show, right? Raul, in our show, they're saying that we have is, man, that is what leads us, what propels us to the front is that the lie is dead. Because you know what, Raul, why is it dead?
Man, we do recover.
We do recover. All right.
You guys have a good
All
one.
right. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Josh.
Oh,